Hey yo. What's good, man?
What up?
Oh, man, it's been a long day, but, blessed.
We got canceled
Blessed.
yet. We're back for another episode.
Yes, sir. Made it through the pilot. The long-awaited pilot. We are still, in the makings of getting this podcast rolling. This is FNO, Fellas Nite Out Podcast.
Welcome everyone.
FNO, where the night is always young and the conversation never ends.
Hey,
We got-
remember, my bad.
Oh, no, you're all good. Yeah, we got stories galore for you, and it's gonna be a good show.
I want everybody to remember the rules when you're hopping on this train with us. These are stories that may be about us, may not be about us. It's all for your entertainment purposes. We ain't catching no feelings. We can't get emotional over here. This is strictly what guys talk about on a daily basis anyway. So we might as well decide we want to share. Some of these stories are actually us. And when we get to the ones that are actually us, we let you guys know these are stories. Other ones, up for debate. These might be embarrassing stories that we don't want people to know, or they might be embarrassing. We might want people to know. Which way go? Let's kick this thing going, man.
For sure. Definitely expect honest opinions, raw discussions, and some serious laughs as we explore what it means to be a man in today's world. The topic for today, as you can see by the title, is what men expect. And that's not just in life, also in life, but relationships, friendships, business, in business and workplace. We're simple people, you know what I mean? Like, to be 100% honest, myself, like I can count on like one hand the things that really matter, that I really take serious, I guess, in life now. Because before,
I also think that's good getting older. As we get older, from infants to kids to preteen to teens to young men, to adults to men now, I think it gets to a point where what we thought we cared about in life, we don't really care about. Like I said, when you say you can name in 5, basically count of your hands of things you care about, that's why I'm at with it. Like the things that the younger me would have crashed out on, I don't even be that big of a deal. Life's too short for it.
yeah, like you talk, like you said, like it's about growing up. Because before, remember, it was clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to match, had to have the shoes, had to have the hat. You know what I'm saying? Had to have all the, all the shenanigans, man. But like now, it's kind of just making sure we can pay rent, making sure that the family is good, making sure I can go to sleep at night, without nothing on my mind, no regrets or anything like that, no guilt and stuff like that. I can sleep good at night, you know what I mean? So that's about it.
That's all. Now with the whole idea of what guys expect, right? Because I know, like I said, one of the biggest things you guys love to hear. I've heard so many people's stories, and do we expect a certain ethic or code when it comes to man and man? Or do we just say it is what it is? As they would say, when in Rome, do it the Rome. And I asked that question for everyone watching, because I got a funny story, right? And like I said, guys, women, everybody watching this show here. This is about us, right? This is a story about us, right? And I'm laughing already because it's hilarious. Me and Jason decided that we were going to go downtown, Central California, making sure to be exact. We're going downtown to the club. I think this is the time you had the burgundy thing. We were pushing the big wheels. So we get dressed, we go to all fresh. Yeah, we lived with Amy at the time. Actually, he was living with Amy. I basically lived there because I was there every day. I was basically there. So he's like, let's go downtown. We get right. It's time to go downtown because one thing about Amy, with the hell you want to do at the house? So our plan was we was gonna be tag team partners. That's what we gonna say for the show. And we was gonna, come back to the house and Netflix. That's it. Whatever was needed. Whatever the situation was gonna be. We get to the club. Like I said, we're returning listeners. We're pretty known in our city, so there was no cover charge. We get in, we do what we gotta do. It's just one girl, right? And I think she was eyeing Jason. He eyeing her, she eyeing him. It's gonna be a great night. So subconsciously, I think they realized this was gonna be dinner night. I'm not tripping. The drinks is flowing, they dancing. And I don't think he danced. The drinks is flowing. We went to the bar because her and her homegirls at the bar. The homegirl, I'm a girl. I was gonna take one for the team. I was immediately going to take one for the team. I have no disrespect to the young lady, but guys know when I say I was going to take one for the team, it was going for the team. So we at the bar. I think Jason bought a few drinks. I think I may have bought a drink. I don't remember. Mine is a little blurry when it comes to who do what. She said, "You want to dance?" So we said, "For sure." They go to the dance floor. They get the grinding. Usher, was on. I remember that like Usher, song was cool. Shout out to 24 kg. I think he was DJing that night. It was a great. It was a great night that night. They played. KG decides to play right there. Girls grinding on Jason. Keep in mind, I only can observe this because at this point, the situation that I was going to take for the team, I knew that was in the bag because she wouldn't give no love from nobody. So I can ignore her all night, but she right. When I say you had the OG homie fame, right? Big fame, old school player, right? In the process with this player, he walked by as Jason is dancing with this girl, grabs her by her breast, pulls it out, and literally sucks on the breast while Jason is dancing. I know it's survival of the fittest out there, but you tell me, Jason, how you feel about that scenario at hand?
Damn. I haven't thought about that since, since that occasion. But yeah, that's the crazy one. I mean, it wasn't my titty.
Think about what happened there. He's grinding on you there. You decide, you finna, it's gonna be a good night. And old player, Mr. Magic Now Wand comes, grabs her by her breast, takes the thing out, proceeds to put it in his mouth. And I remember the look you had was like,
is this shit really? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but be like that. Shit, be like that sometimes.
It was, everyone out there watching, what were we supposed to do? She let it happen. Keep in mind let's clear this all up. Everything was consensual. It was a one fun night. So I don't want y'all to look like what type of crazy shit. No, it wasn't no crazy shit. I mean, I ain't never seen that normally happen, me personally. But it was consensual. I guess they had a situation. Her and the old player had a situation, and that's how they got down. Me and Jason were aware of this. This is how they get down. Because old player seen Jason working all night. At one moment, he came in and took his shot.
Hey, remember 5 Heartbeats? I gotta fight every night to prove my love. Yeah, I ain't going out like that.
That was definitely what it was.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was.
Yeah, but we look at the funny part of everything. You know what I'm saying? It just adds to the, storybook.
No, that made my night. I looked at you like, well, ain't taking that one home.
Yeah, I'm like, you got your germs. You know what I'm saying? It was somebody else's but that shows you, fellas, be careful. Because you know what I'm saying, they out there, they lurking. The sharks is in the water.
Hey, but the old players was out there being old players.
Yeah, he knew.
Get down like that in the 80s and the 70s. But the old player had a different swag about him, and she respected it, I guess.
Hey, you think bro was in that Bill Cosby era? You know, I mean, put a little, little bookie.
Oh, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, of course.
Bill Cosby did. I'm gonna assume Hollywood ain't never changed. That's just what I'm gonna assume. So if they're doing it now, I would not believe that they that Diddy handle his situation, how he gotta handle it. But
everybody awful quiet nowadays. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but everybody getting a little quiet. Everybody on their best behavior right now.
A lot of people finna get exposed. That's what I've been hearing. A lot of conversations that need to be had.
So is there room? Will there be room for us after everybody's wiped out by the Diddy apocalypse?
Yeah. So what's worse, right? Nah, I don't even want to get into. I don't even want to put the views in this. Let's just. I'm not gonna go deep. I was gonna go real dark. I'm not gonna do that. Let's count. Guys, this is our second episode, and you know what I mean. So we're gonna have mistakes on the road, but it's fun.
Definitely so.
Let's talk about how your Raiders do this week, man.
Wow. I mean, shit. Hey, we finally number one at something. You know, we got this. We can talk about that real quick. You know, it's fellas talk. You know, so win, lose, draw. You know, no snowed out, game canceled. I will be a Raider fan for life. You know what I'm saying? I get frustrated at my team. I'm confused on the direction that we're going. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in the process at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go next year. I still feel we're gonna make the playoffs somehow, some way. You know what I mean? It could be my Raider delusions, but it is what it is.
O'Connor problem.
You said who?
O'Connor, or whatever your quarterback name is.
Man, it's he played a great, pretty good game against Kansas City, saying gave us high hopes again, and then the last game he fractures his leg / hurts his knee / he's okay.
I thought Garner was your guy though.
I mean, not my guy. That's.
I thought he was projected to be the whole season starter.
Nah, I mean, not. I felt like Aiden should have got a shot to prove himself, like for this next season, and say if he didn't do well, then you go to Minshew. Like, okay, let's see. By that time, Minshew's got the playbook down. You know what I'm saying, and he can really do what he does. But we didn't do that. We kind of put Minshew in when I feel like he wasn't ready yet. Like he didn't know the playbook yet, and they thought he could just wing it, I guess. But
what happened was they watched him in Philadelphia. They watched him. Well, I think it was Jacksonville. I think I could be mistaken. And he's always been. And I'm gonna give. This is why I will give him his credit. He was well on the spot. He's did it a lot in other destinations. What I've seen him doing with the Raiders is, I think they're, like you said, they haven't given the Raiders. Raiders don't play well with a free-for-all quarterback, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They need the quarterback to be in a certain system, to understand the system. But Minshew, you have to let him just play the game. You know what I mean? And I think it works for Philly because you look at what Philly had at that time. I think, and like I said, if I'm correct, it was Jacksonville. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, he had the weapon where you can run around in a circle, do a backflip. Somebody's going to find a way open because this is what they do. But the Raiders have a system. It's hard for you to bring in a campus. It's hard for you to bring in a Michael Vick. It's hard for you to bring in all these guys. I'm telling you, because these are football quarterbacks who just play the game. You might call 3 plays in the place, but them plays not gonna work. So Cam Newton's gonna do a backflip, cartwheel, he's gonna spin, he's gonna jump and still try to do what you gotta do. That's what Minshew does. it's just not great. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. There was a lot of things that didn't look good. It was the timing, especially in the beginning of the season, was the line was just terrible. And, it took people getting injured and us, switching things around. Like we changed our center, which that's where it started for us to kind of move in the right direction. I think that definitely, because it's going to take a little bit to, he's doing, a pretty good job now, but I just, we just need to fix the rest of it now. You know what I mean? Like now that we got that means now we need another guard because we're taking Powers from guard. And the tackle situation, like I had hopes for Thayer Mumford, but he's been in and out with injuries all this season. So, we're going to have to start, and it just sucks because we never get to, be okay at a certain position. Like for the longest, it was Colton Miller was our best left tackle. And, we were able to be, okay, at least we don't need a left tackle for sure. We got Colton Miller. And it just seems like we can never once we get something, we lose something else. And like we lost a lot of people to injuries, a lot of the things that were supposed to, kind of secure the things that, were our shortcomings last year. But
now what I think, right, and I can be wrong, and it's not our Raider, this is how I feel. The Raiders have been competing, but I think you guys should do this coming season. When the offseason happens, what I think you guys should do is you don't have to announce it because no one announces it. But you have to go in and understand because I'm going to say something wild. You guys need to go into what I like to call rebuilding. For the last 10 years, the issue has been the same thing. You guys have the same issue. You guys, when you guys are in the rebuilding process, you guys beat a lot of teams. You guys players just coming in hungry, coming in trying to prove themselves. What you guys will do is, I can be wrong, but this is what I've seen outside the box. And it's happened to you guys 3 times, 3 different decisions. First was Coach Gruden. You spend all that damn money, you get to spend a 10-year baseball deal for him to be let out the door. Now you backwards on your cap space. You really can only compete in so much better. You didn't get Antonio Brown. You guys bring in these superstar names. Same thing with Devontae Adams. You guys bring in these names that you feel is going to be the one that's going to get you over the hump. But that superstar you bring in demands a lot. Demands the ball. So for me, instead of going, hey, we have this season, we may have Stephon Diggs come in and rebuild. You know what I mean? Bring in the guys that you want there for 3 or 4 years. And you know what I mean? You guys will be more successful as a rebuilding team than the team that's looking for that one player that's going to change. Because the last like Devontae Adams, Antonio Brown, you guys wasted some money and picks on these guys that didn't even want to be there after next year.
Yeah, I definitely, it's hard to say with all the injuries how bad, how good or how bad we really are. But I know we're.
I got a perfect example. What Detroit is. Name one superstar on that team besides Matt Stafford.
Wait, you said what now?
Look what Detroit is doing. Mm-hmm. If you name one superstar on that team besides Matthew Stafford.
Wait, you said on Detroit?
Yep. Besides Matthew Stafford, name one. No, Jared.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Besides Jared Goff, and I only say that because he's a big name. Name one. Besides Jared Goff, name one of the superstars on that Detroit Lions team.
I mean, I'm on St. Brown. I would say.
Now though, I'm talking when I talk about box office, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson.
Not like that, nah.
Yeah, what I'm saying to say is Detroit built it from the ground up. They wasn't going from them big names. They built that from the ground up. The Raiders apply that type of effort. The Raiders be unstoppable.
That is a good point too. And they are guys that are just willing to come together and play as a team.
Y'all got Mr. Take up as y'all owner now.
We're gonna see. That's what we don't. I mean, he could pick them, and it's not going to guarantee 7 championships. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna. But I mean, somebody has to know something. And I mean, we tried that with McDaniels, right? McDaniels was supposed to be the offensive guru, right? And it didn't go. I mean, but it's so much. Like I said, it's not. You can't just pin it on one person, because we'd fire everybody, because we always say it's McDaniels. We fired McDaniels. We blamed Getsy. We fired him. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone.
AP's out the door this year.
I'm telling, man, but it's like with everything that happened, like with the injuries, you lost all your starting quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near lost Aiden. It's who knows, what's really going on, but it's crazy, man. Like it's, we can't really put, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's fault for him, but I mean, I can't put it all on him, because it was in the beginning of the season, our offense was not playing good. Our defense was was making plays, but our offense couldn't get it going. And then we're shuffling quarterbacks in and out. It's a mess, man. Like, but I mean, the bright side, no one wants to tank. No one wants us to lose and everything like that. But we need a quarterback. And right now, we're in the perfect position to have a pick at everybody. You know what I'm saying? So whoever, and that's the thing with us. We got to make the right decision, though. We've made the wrong decision so many times.
How many first round draft picks do you have? Or do you only have one?
We got one.
Okay, so you guys didn't do any trades or any backdoor deals?
Not yet, but I mean, we got action now, because I mean, to get to the top.
If you're smart, right? And people are gonna say this is the ultimate fantasy. It's Las Vegas. It's the Raiders. They do anything and everything. You're gonna take Sanders at number one. I would honestly, I'm trading a house for a number 5 pick, bringing in Travis Hunter, and then you just go ahead and bring Deion in. You have a whole Colorado Raiders team that might be competitive next year.
The Colorado Raiders kind of has a nice ring to but I like, I think.
Do you believe Shador can? Do you believe he could maintain that NFL pressure that someone like Caleb is doing over there in Chicago? Like, you have to be thrown straight into the pit early. If you guys ain't got no veteran, if you guys don't pick up no veteran offensive lineman in the offseason, you're going to get that quarterback killed.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm going to just go back to the last couple of years where a lot of people were saying we should have traded, this year's, next year's first, another to trade up to get, like, say, CJ Stroud or, one of the top, QBs. But I'm like, man, like, this season we get to do it for free. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to trade up and trade the farm. So that makes us dangerous, really, because we do have things in place. You know what I'm saying? So we have aces in places, but we just have to add I want us to add game changers. Like, I'm tired of us doing this thrift shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about Detroit, yeah, but at least they got playmakers that are, it's, I mean.
No, but see, I think that's what the issue is, though. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what the issue is. Your statement there, let's go get playmakers. Are you saying let's go get Tyreek Hill? Or are you saying let's go get somebody who's doing the work? Because you're going to go get Tyreek Hill, you're going to end up in the same position Devontae and Antonio Brown. It sucks. I'm not getting the ball thrown to me. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, I want us to draft these type of players instead of paying so much, in free agency for them. I want us to start, what the hell are our scouts doing? You know what I mean? Find these type of guys, like, and I just feel like it would just help if we could just start drafting them. Then you got that 4-year or 3, depends, whatever contract. And, you can stack, you can build, you can develop them. And then if they, how we do, we're going to let them go. Once they get too expensive, we're going to let them go. But we have to get the talent, and stack it. I always say, I don't care about the character guys. I want the guys that can get after it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever can do the job. And, let's get some wins.
I agree. What else we got, man? We on this thing, man. We live today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Let me see. So part of this thing is, we're gonna talk about, silent struggles of men. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to be able to talk about stuff because people I always hear people say, there's not a place that we can come and talk about, you know what I'm saying? Talk about just real stuff. And, so, hey, I'm trying to start it, man. Trying to have a little place where people can come and just be real, man. Like no judgment, because this is stuff people want us to talk about. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's either, you got to know your audience. You got to know who's listening. So.
I agree. Like this is our man cave. This is a place inside and get your little cigar, get your little whiskey, or you have whatever you may feel you want to do, and just vibe out with it, man. We just chilling, man. We just talking, man. A lot of this, and I want to let you guys know we don't really have dialogue. I mean, what I say, we say, hey, you want to talk about this? Talk about this. And we just going, man. So this is really us having a conversation. We don't want this to sound too scripty and too made. We really just having these conversations, and we just all chill with that conversation.
Yeah, like I mean, I got topics, we could talk about or whatever, but I feel, I don't know, like I don't like things to be, like he said, scripted and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, we got a baseline of what we pretty much want to talk about, but it's however it goes, man. It's gonna go.
How do you feel about and I heard this, Chris Rock, salute to the OG Chris Rock. He said this a long time ago, and I'm paraphrasing, so don't take it from verbatim. But he said one of the topics that he had was, and this will be good for the topic. One of the topics that he had was women. We have to love them unconditionally. For the most part, they can come in with baggage, 7, 8 kids. 6 different baby daddies, and I know this is all just really crazy, but like 5 or 6 kids, a few different baby daddies, don't got a job, whatever situation may be, we have to love them unconditionally. But man, love comes off of what they can provide. How do you feel about that? That idea, like I said, I'm paraphrasing because Chris Rock said something like that, and I took it as, let you lose your girl. You lose your job, let it be a month, you're going to start tripping. Because the only difference is what you can provide, what you can bring to the table. But for women, it's more of a, you gotta love me unconditional. If I can't, you gotta deal with it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think so I'm a Raider fan, so like my loyalty is pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? I've like the same sorry ass team for quite some time, and I haven't jumped ship yet. So you know what I'm saying, that goes to show, like, for men, like loyalty is honestly everything. If we're in something, we're in something. Like sometimes it feels like we may go numb sometimes, and we're just like navigating through. Well, I don't know about navigating, but just kind of numbly getting through sometimes, just trying to make it to the next day with, some relationships or whatever. But, for the most part, we want to be good people, and I feel with ladies, it's kind of more like, what can you do? What have you done for me lately? It's more, what can you do for me? It's, how will people see me with, all that kind of craziness. But like, we don't think about that. Like, we just want peace at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We work, we got our side career, whatever we're trying to work towards. We don't have the energy for all the arguing and negativity and all that, because that's what it is. Like, you have to balance that. Is it worth it? Is this, what am I in this for? I'm not trying to like argue and spend my time, upset. If you drink, you drink it more. If you smoke, you smoke it more. And it's just, it's not good for the body, man. Not good for your mental health. For real.
You ain't go to bed all mad and stressed out. Life ain't made for that. I don't even think a lot of people know, not just women, men also. Life ain't made to be angry all the damn time. Something to nag at, something to be tripping about. I always tell, the women in my past life and even in current life, or whatever situation may be. I used to tell them always, can you ever go a day without being mad at something? And now I'm asking this question to the world, man, women, and child, whoever's watching and listening. Can you go a day without being mad at something? And if the answer is no, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't really go. I rarely have days now I'm upset. Even if I'm at work or if I'm something's annoying me, it's one thing. But I don't just be like mad at shit where I let it nag and blow up later. I don't know how to do that. Like life is way too short.
Yeah, I was the angry one. You know what I mean? Like I just, there's just things I just don't. For one, I won't tolerate. One, I just don't. I got your shit that you stand by. But like there's certain things, because I noticed you could just laugh a lot of shit off, and like I appreciated that, because both of us couldn't be fucking hotheads and shit like that. So it's I don't know. I I don't know. I guess it's how you take things. I guess if you take it, personal.
Yeah. No,
But
I agree. I agree. I mean, but okay. Like I said, this is our open space. This is a safe area.
mm,
What type of struggles do you face as a man? Because maybe there's other men out there that's facing the same struggles.
um,
And women, I want to let y'all know, women, our struggles is not cheating and being faithful. So I don't want nobody in the comments going, "Guys,
yeah, that's out.
nah, we don't struggle with that. We do what we want if we want
Yeah,
to do it at the end of the day."
yeah. Like I said, we're we are loyal, because like a lot of it, of course, say if in the past, we could be with our girl, whatever, and then a girl with a nice figure, and it's hard, to not look, because for guys, I feel like you feel like, damn, you're gonna miss out on something, but and it's there'll be little stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I'm not running nobody down, and nothing like that. I know where home is, what I'm saying, and it's too girls are too unpredictable. Like I'm not trying to be stabbed in the middle of the night. What I'm saying? Like it's just I got all my stuff here. What I mean? I'm not trying to get the left eye treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I respect, because I know what I would do if I catch her doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't ask for the same thing and then not give the same thing. If that makes sense.
I agree. No, I agree. I 100% agree. Now, I know for me, the struggles I face as a man, especially when it comes to relationships, is, and I think a lot of it's going to hit home for a lot of us, trust.
Mhm.
In any type of relationship, work, uh, personal, trust is a big thing. And, I think that's one of the main issues. Like, how do you feel about the word trust?
My girl's been with me for years. She still don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's frustrating for me, because it's like I feel like I'm doing so much to see, like the old Friday, the old me, and I've grew up. You know what I'm saying? I've changed. I've grew up. I've put priorities, where they're supposed to be. Yeah, for sure. And it's a part of growing up. And when I take things serious now, I take them serious, because before, the old me used to be in and out of everything, like trying to I like this right now, and then I'm changing. Let me try this. I could never get a foundation in one thing. But all that being said, damn near forgot the question. But I'm human, y'all. Just bear with me. But yeah, I think he said trust. Trust is, for me, I'm the type, I'm gonna trust. Well, no. Let me think about this. Because okay, I don't really trust a lot of people. I really don't. So we'll just start with that. I don't trust people because I'm from East Oakland, California, and I've seen a lot. It's just that place. Just growing up there teaches you a lot. I grew up a lot there, East Bay. Kind of all over the East Bay, and it's different, man. It teaches you so much, because it's fast life, everything like that. So you just learn to watch everything around you, watch people, and it's like it goes with me in everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You take that with you everywhere. When you're out of town, I stick to, you stick to who I kind of uh I follow my gut a lot of the times too. Like if you could tell people's vibes and stuff like that. I'm pretty good with people, as far as good, or what I'm saying, or because there, if you are like a real POS, I something will just burn inside me that I just can't be around you, or there's just something, I can't put my finger on it, but it's just a gut feeling that just won't let me chill or accept you or like you. So you probably a POS, or and I'm pretty dead on when I get that feeling. So yeah, but like I don't trust a lot of people. I'll give I give people the shirt off my back. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about material. I mean, I care. So there's things I care about. Don't get me wrong. I care about my, my podcast. I care about my football team. I care about, like my family, friends, my girl, my close people. I but as far as all, I care about the stuff that I need to continue doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it's so I could take care of mine. I gotta take care of what takes care of me. So but as far as people, like as material things, I don't care about all the jewelry and all that. I'm grown now. I don't care about the clothes and all that good stuff. I work in um public health, taking care of elders, what I'm saying? Like I'm a lead care manager. So, what that has to do with trust, who knows? But, I work with a population that, you have to care for. And, it's group, it's made me grow up in a lot of different ways. So as far as we talk about trust, I said all that, Vic, to say I don't trust people because I know people. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Exactly.
if somehow, some way, God works it out that we vibe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like how we all met, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. So that's crazy. We just left. No, but yeah, just because I go off my vibe, and like if we somehow, some way, something happens. Like I made a friend one time, I was helping his auntie out, and long story short, my car ended up getting towed. So I'm watching my car get towed, and I'm actually in the back of the cop car because bro said I was resisting, so I had to watch my car get towed, and then as soon as they took it, then he let me out the car and all this kind of stuff. But I was pretty hot. And so I'm saying whatever, and then bro's like, that his auntie or whatever I was helping, bro's like, hey bro, I'm gonna help you get it out. I appreciate you helping us, and we ain't gonna let it go. And people say that, but I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like, and bro came through, and so we were cool for life. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog for life. Whenever, what I'm saying, whenever. And it's just because for one, he kept his word, and two, just instances after that, that we just been through, and which is crazy. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, good dude. Shout to Bentley, man. But I think he's gonna hop back on too. But if not, like I said, today's theme we were talking about what men expect. What are our true expectations when it comes to um friendship, relationships, work relationships, I guess, our career and how we go about chasing that career. um I guess for me, for friendship, I'm not really, I don't I definitely know a lot of people, but I don't have to be around a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know everybody, but I just, I rock solo, because in my time, I've learned that I can't control what other people do. I am only in control over what I do, and I can only be responsible for what I do. So that being said, I work, I go to school, all this kind of stuff, but I really don't have time for, hanging out and kicking it. I'm a semi old man now, so I just rock. I rock at the house. I watch my Raiders, you know, my people. I see you when I see you. But as far as I'm focused on, taking care of responsibilities. My daughter's having a baby. It's crazy, what I'm saying, but I'm excited, and it's not my time. It's not about me anymore. It's about the new life that's coming. So we're gonna be working hard towards that. And so I really don't, have time to kick it. I love, all my friends, every single friend and loved one I have in the world. I love you to death, and I appreciate you for the impact you've had in my life, and I appreciate that. And I hope the best to you and wherever you are in the world, and I appreciate it. Appreciate the impact. Um, so what men expect, like we say, friendship. Someone you could trust, someone that because I'll tell you what I used to think. Friends were. I used to think the friends that didn't tell on me were my friends, right? I thought that the friends that were into the same things that I was into were my friends. I thought that people that vouched and covered for me and all this kind of stuff were my friends. But in life, it's the people that I stayed away from that were like, hey, Jason, you need to do not do this, or hey, Jason, let's stay in school today and not cut. You know what I'm saying? Let's be a better example for the younger kids and all this kind of stuff. But nobody wanted to hear that then. So my thing is I'm discovering friends that I've met, changing my life, that I've kind of grew stronger bonds with than the friends that, growing up and coming up with. It's just crazy how the world turns sometimes. You know, um, we expect people, because it for me, I don't like putting my friends in situations. There's a lot of things that, like, when I was younger, I used to get into a lot of just a lot of shit. And I just, one thing, I would never let it come back to my home. You know what I mean? It was nobody's problem but mine. And I'm not gonna let anything hurt anybody on my side. So whatever I had to handle in the street, I handled in the street, and I left it there. What I'm saying? I just protected where I stayed, what I'm saying? Because you see a lot of selfish killings because people, tell you to come through, and sometimes they don't just get you. They get, whoever lives with you and all that kind of stuff. So my thing was I never wanted things to affect where I stayed at. So that's why I say I prided myself on never putting my people in situations. Like, I'll go solo before I bring my friends to get harmed or anything like that. So that's just, the ignorance in me sometimes, but just stubborn like that. I just, I don't want to be the reason that somebody's not here no more. Not trying to take the show into a dark place, but friends, friends see your intentions. I feel like, whoever we try to be, whoever, what image we, want to put out to the world, it's different for everybody. No one wants to look like they don't know what they're doing. You should have seen me when I started the podcast. It was kind of definitely looked like I did not know what I was doing. But it becomes, as you do things, it becomes easier. Now I appreciate everyone that supported, Radio Nation Jasin podcast, and also the Fellas Nite Out Podcast. I appreciate everyone that was behind me and put the time and energy into watching and critiquing and making this podcast better, and giving opportunity for this one to open up. So I appreciate that. Hopefully Coach Vic can come back, but if not, we're gonna rock. Just in general, like for me, his friendship is like, I'm not gonna call you for a lot. I'm not gonna be borrow money and all that kind of stuff. There might be one instance in life where I might need you, and I just ask that, if I ask you, because it's very hard for me to ask for help. I'm not saying I'm going to ask for help, but I'm just saying that if the opportunity does come, I'm probably asking because I definitely, have run out of options, I guess, to say the least. But, just know that I would never put anyone in a situation that I would not be able to, either get them back, or I would tell, I would definitely let you know, like, hey, it's going to either take me a while, but I mean, for the most part, anybody that knows me, I don't put people in situations like that. So that's just me. I'm not gonna, life is hard enough. I'm not gonna put an extra burden on nobody. I want people that want good things for themselves, because there's been so many times in life where I've been around negative people, thinking that, excuse me, thinking that life's not going to get better, and all this kind of stuff. And you have to surround yourself around successful people, hardworking people, and people that are positive, because I mean, you could look at the same thing and someone could see the positives, and you could be, you could be looking at the negatives. So, surrounding yourself by people that think positive, think successful, and have that can-do attitude, and are hard workers, and are willing to do what it takes to change. Because I mean, anybody can make mistakes, but I always say it's the work you do to make a difference. So expectations in relationships. Vic, shout to him. He's about to take the step and get married. For me, I'm scared straight. It's just one of those things that I just never seen myself, first of all, I never seen myself living past like 16. So I never seen myself married, because all the people I knew, were just, we could just say anti-marriage, what I'm saying? Like, just didn't, no parts of that. And for me, it's just, I'm closer, I guess, now than I've been, but it was just something I never just see myself. But if it happens, I'll be, just thank God that, I guess we got the opportunity, relationships, like it's crazy. I used to really not be into the whole relationship thing, because, like I said, I'm not, I don't know, just, it just wasn't for me. Like, it was easier for me to not have to be, tied to someone to be, responsible to have to deal with that, I guess, deal with that person or whatever. And sometimes, things would kind of wear off. It would you'd be feeling it in the beginning, but fellas know how it is sometimes. Like, everything could be all good, woo, woo, woo. And then we do the do, and then you realize that, damn, maybe I don't feel as strong as I thought I did. And it's kind of like she's like, oh my god, I think this is the one, and all this kind of stuff, and you're like, damn, how do I get out of here? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but sometimes there's bad timing. Sometimes you're ready, but she's not ready. She just got out of a terrible relationship, or you just got out of the crazy, relationship, and then you want to, but you're taking all that negative energy and all that kind of stuff towards, the person, all that good stuff, all that good stuff. Yep, I could tell you about, just it's crazy. Like I want to be trusted. I would say that. I would love to be trusted in a relationship. Like I said, I've been with my girl for, who knows, 4 years, give or take, whatever. And she still doesn't trust me. I don't go around parading around like doing things. I I do work and I do go to school, so I'm, gone a lot. But when I'm home, I'm home. You know what I'm saying? And fellas, help me out. Am I the only one that goes through these struggles of, you're doing everything you can to be a good person, but all the person does is look for, I guess, the false negative that's going on. Because I mean, we get tired. We do a lot. Fellas, give yourself credit, man. We do a lot. We carry a lot of burdens, and we're asked to be strong and not complain and listen and all this kind of stuff. And we're doing a lot. So, but no one gets to hear us. No one wants to hear us because at the end of the day, we're bitching and we're complaining, whining about it, because at the end of the day, it has to be done. Like, we don't have the option to not get it done, because if we don't get it done, it doesn't get done. It's because if you know your responsibilities, you're the only one in control of the outcome of what happens and what doesn't happen. Relationships, of course. Say I'm kind of, I could say I'm a little, if I'm in a relationship, I don't trip off, because we both got to eat. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna starve. We're gonna make sure we eat. I might not be the best with buying, jewelry and all that kind of stuff, but like I said, I'm gonna make sure we're not starving. We're not, we have everything we need. And for the most part, just someone that, of course, someone that can listen and you can go back and forth with, and still at the end of the day look past the differences. Just because I feel a different way about something, I'm not gonna shine you on just because you feel the way you feel. I mean, everyone's entitled to feel the way they feel. I might not agree, maybe not even at first, but I'm going to think about it. I'm going to weigh it, and I'm going to be like, hey, it is what it is. Like, I wouldn't expect someone to change my view on, whatever it is, so I respect everyone's individuality, but don't get me wrong. There's things that might irritate me or that I don't like, but at the end of the day, I don't let that be the reason, because I feel like that's minor stuff. That's little stuff that you can look past, because I mean, if you look for a reason, you'll find it every time. I promise you. Relationships and communication. Now, it's like two different, it's two things that guys aren't good at. How about that? Can I say that? relationships and communication. I mean, I feel we are good with communication. It's just that the way we communicate, we're straight to the point. We don't do all the dancing around, all that kind of stuff. We're going to just say how we feel because that's how we know. We don't know how to, emotionally tie everything in. And I just feel that's like if the house is on fire, right? And I yell at you that the house is on fire, are you gonna stop me and be like, hey, you don't have to say it like that? I mean, my thing is I want you to hear me. I don't care how I say it to you. I just want you to hear. I have one track mind when it comes to delivering a message. I like communication when things aren't clear. That's the only time I really like communication is when things are unclear. Because like when things get jumbled and out of control, like there has to be order at some point. You know what I mean? There has to be some kind of, because it's a balance. In relationships, I feel like where I'm not strong, my partner she will be strong in that, in that category. Or where she's weak, or no, sorry, so where she's not so strong, I can step up and be, strong in that case. It's not supposed to be like, oh, I'm good at this, so she wants to tear me down, or vice versa, or she's good at this and I'm pissed off, so I'm mad at her, so I take, shots at her and all this kind of stuff. It shouldn't be like that. Like we should be making each other better, building each other up without judgment, without making one feel like they're not, on the same level, because I do feel it's equal. Like I do, I just because if it's say, I'm not saying in this situation, but I'm saying like, if it's fine to say if the guy is financially taking care of all this, like we expect, like I said, this was called what men expect. If we are paying for everything, right? I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure it's not everything. We're not gonna nitpick and say, oh, well, I don't, I pay for this, no, But if a guy's paying, most of it, you know, it's not. Guys don't really care about the money part of it. Like the money for us, if we're happy, means doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But the only time we definitely trip is if we feel like we're spending money and it's a waste. Because the one thing guys hate to do is waste money, because we just feel, because as sad as it is to say this, like to the ladies that, because I say, this is a men's podcast, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to tiptoe in and listen or whatever. But guys get offers, and it's not every guy is willing to throw it all away just like that. Like in most girls' mind, they think guys are just whipping out on everybody and just doing the world. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that, man. Like we do have we do have some dignity, and guys are pretty on to girls and their ways pretty much nowadays. Just how, just certain, we'll just say certain ones, not all, but just certain girls and how they roll. And we're careful. We know it's not worth it anymore. It used to be fake worth it, what I'm saying, where it would feel like, get a little satisfaction or pleasure, whatever, out of it. But now it's like it's not worth all the consequences and the drama and all the arguing and broken windows and all the, just all the stuff that comes with it. So, the mature guys know just to go to work, handle business, go home, man. Stay out of the streets, stay out of the drama, stay out of the triangles, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because look what's going on in the world right now with all this, sex scandals and all this kind of crazy mess. So, you know, society's expectation for men is to, we're not allowed to, be emotional. We're not allowed to say, I can't do this. We're not allowed to, cop out. We're not allowed to, point the blame, point the finger. We're not allowed to be weak. We're not allowed to get, be stay at home dads. We're not allowed to, and these are all things without judgment. Yeah, we could do them, but, there's judgment that comes. But we do, we like, I'm not saying ladies don't do a lot too. You guys, I believe in, it being like the yin and yang, like what we don't do, you guys do, and vice versa. So, but I feel, there's a battle between, what what men are now and what it used to be and what the future says this thing is headed in. So I mean, being strong, being, strong minded, and not letting people, that's how we were raised. Not Don't let people sell you wood nickels. uh don't be too quick to follow people. Be your own individual person. you know um Make your own way. Don't live off somebody else. um Hustle, even when the hustle stops. The hustle, or sorry, even when you stop hustling, the hustling never stops. you know you're just working towards stuff, man. Like, it's just the drive of people. People used to embrace just being different, just not trying to be like people. We grew up, you know walking past drug dealers, what I mean, at the liquor stores, trying to recruit us to, to be out there with them. But it was something that, some weren't as strong. But we had good people in our lives that kept us, well, for the most part, tried to keep us, out of that life. But we get curious, we dibble, we dabble, and we learn on our own, and we learn the hard way. And let me see. Lack of male role models, navigating life without a father figure, how the absence of positive male role models in childhood affects men as they mature. Now, for me, I joke about this, but it was real. It was a real story. I always, I never really knew my father. Like those, typical story, whatever. But I never knew, because I was adopted, so I never knew, who I came from and what made me who I was, and what I was kind of, a chip off the old block for or two, and I never got the opportunity to kind of figure that part out. I met my mom when I was like 29, 30, something like that. And, that was definitely an experience. And, I asked a bunch of questions trying to figure out, but we never, never could get anything, just, a name and everything like that. But just never could find. But, I pretty much was kind of on my own when I started, you know, pretty much growing up. I had, differences in my home, and I just, I did my own thing. Like I said, whatever I was into, I didn't want to bring that to the house. So I stayed gone. And, growing up like that, you kind of raise yourself. Like, you don't, you listen more to your friends and, those that you kind of look up to in the community, or, whatever your, wherever your role models are. But, I started learn, you take your bumps, you take your bruises, and you learn, what to do. It's all about respect. Everything was respect, growing up. If you respected the code, respected the laws and the politics of the streets, you were okay. You didn't try to finesse people, and you didn't have that label on your name. You were okay. And I learned sometimes the hard way. Shout out to my cousin, man. I appreciate you, just helping me navigate through life and just being there for me, no matter, what type of person I was, back then or whatever. But, just growing up, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to mature, and God gave me a chance to be here to see it. I'm about to be a grandfather, which is crazy. And I'm thankful for the opportunity just to be here. And I want to be a good grandfather. At first it was kind of shocking for me, because I'm 41, so I'm still, semi. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. But it's crazy just being on this side of it, and like I'm excited because I get to work with them. You know, just with the football stuff, and all the fun stuff, man. I never had that opportunity with a grandfather of mine, so I want to make sure that he has that in his life. So he's got a good family with him, her side, my side, so we're good. Like I don't really have a lot of people on my side, but you know the people that we do got are solid, so we're good. But yeah, but I just think as dads we have to be better. Like I grew up, without a father. My daughter, due to just me and my bad decisions, spent a little time without me there. But um we would always reconnect, and bless her heart, she would always be there for me no matter what, without question, without blame, without any kind of negativity. I love her to death, just appreciate it, because some people she could have been mad, she could have hated, but she was just making sure that I was good and everything was okay with me. So, I love her to death. Appreciate you out there. Um, so it's I've been solid, for these, ever since this last time that we, reconnected. I've kept this thing going, thanks to her, thanks to her mom, the family, just everybody being open and being able to give me a second chance. And when it's they didn't have to, they really honestly didn't have to. It was nothing personal or like or major or anything like that, but it was just the fact that they could have just been like, you know what, hell with this dude. He's in and out of jail and all this kind of stuff, but he's you know I made sure to make it right. And for anybody that's made mistakes, hard work, man, gets you through a lot. You'd be surprised. Hard work can get you through a lot of different situations. You know, um, I'm not saying you could be a POS and then just work hard and make it right, but I mean, accidents happen, man. We lose our mind for a minute. We fire off at something, or just take something the wrong way. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to admit, like, hey, you know what? My bad, man. That was me. That was my fault. And just being able to do that, because I mean, it'll stop. No one has time for all this, to be looking behind their shoulders and watching their back and all this kind of stuff, man. It's like it's so much of that in the world where it's just crazy, and it just won't stop because it never stops. One side gets hit, then the other side. Once it's endless. It never stops. So we have to be better. We have to set better examples. There's not going to be kumbaya moments all the time, but we have to weigh the pros and cons and see, is it worth me not seeing my family again, but from behind a glass? Can I let this go and go about my day and never see this person again ever in life? It's crazy. I had a situation today, which was crazy, just on some random, just cat that's usually drunk around the building. And so, he says something, and I'm like, I'm headed to, I had jury duty today, which was another crazy story I'm gonna save for next week, I think. But yeah, so he says something, smart or whatever. So I'm on my way to the dang jury duty courthouse, and it bothered me because I know the dude is not mentally there, but it's just like, because he was across the street and yelling whatever, and so he spit. I think it would have been different if he had hit me with the spit, you know what I'm saying? But he was across the street, so he spat at me, but he was across the street, so there's no way. But it was just the fact that just in that moment, man, I could have lost it all. You know what I'm saying? But God is good, man. God is good. And just, for just get me through the day. But but that was one of the things. Like I say, we need to be better. We need to be, and today I could have lost it all. Just at the simple fact, like if he had to spit on me, like, oh my God, I cannot be responsible. I'm sorry. If someone spits on me or anything like that, I cannot be responsible for what happens after that, because I would lose my shit. And I'm pretty sure everybody that watches this podcast, that does, support this podcast, probably feels the same exact way. So I know we kind of had it wasn't, we kind of threw some topics out there. We had some technical difficulties with Coach Vic, but no worries, man. We're gonna come back and do it better. That's the thing about, this thing is gonna be up, down, but for the most part, it will get better. And this is just the beginning. We ain't got the theme song yet, which we should be getting soon. Within this month, we will have the theme song. So give us a couple weeks and we'll be rocking with the theme song, custom music. We were going to do some video reactions, but we're going to save that one for the next episode. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Fellas Nite Out. We silent struggles, that's what I like to talk about. That's going to be, most of our topics are going to be the silent struggles, things that we deal with that we don't talk about, or just situations that are not supposed to be talked about, I guess. And, we're going to adjust some things. So be patient as we, grow this podcast. And I appreciate the ones that have subscribed already, but this thing's going, we trying to rise, man. Let's go. This is for the people, man. So just sub. At the very least, sub for your boy. You ain't even got to listen. Just sub. Because it's going to blow. And I want you guys to be a part of it. This is for you. This is for the people. So appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys on the next one. Shout out to Coach Vic. He will be back on the next one. And we're going to get some invites to some other people too and get some people on board. Yeah. So great things to come, fellas. Yes, sir. Stay strong.